It was C.S. Lewis who said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream."
Top of the day to you ladies. A big welcome to Living the Life, your one-stop shop for everything women. Here, we celebrate the voices of women, share experiences, and empower each other to reach greater heights.
Absolutely. We on Living the Life are here to motivate you to win this week. We are always rooting for you. This week, our spotlight is on career growth. That's a nice one.
No, I love career.
Yeah, as a HR specialist that you are. How long have you been doing that?
I try. So maybe like, let's say 9 years. But in the whole of the 13 years work experience,
it's 45.
So I think, in the whole of 13 years work experience, so 9 is like HR operations,
Okay.
HR admin, yeah.
That's nice. I know you're doing. You've joined me in this, my work. I've been doing this. This is 30 years now by the grace of God.
See,
Yeah.
I believe you can be all you can be.
Yes.
And there's a season for everything. You just have to be open to it. Like, who would have thought, I would come into media? Yeah. Though I heard like 1 or 2 people tell me that you have an assignment in media, but I just held it somewhere here.
Yes,
I was waiting for the time.
But I mean, you're doing it. You're living it, and you're living the life.
God is helping.
Yes, in this season, maybe next season, God might say, become a nurse to give people injection. You can't tell,
I see
right?
about that. I have a degree in public health.
You see,
So-
you see. I mean, yeah. Just like we said, the quote says, I mean, you're never too old to start anything, because sometimes women get tired. It's like, I've been doing this. I've been a banker for 10 years. Dissatisfaction. You want to do something different, or quit altogether, and then sometimes people don't even want to move anymore. They just plateau and then stay there.
Right.
Wow, God will help us.
We should listen to ourselves. There are always signs of that dissatisfaction.
Absolutely. There's always a prompting. Like, it's time to move.
Yes.
It's about seasons, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We should be sensitive to it.
That's
all right.
it.
No matter what point you are in your career journey, there's always an opportunity to thrive and excel. After the break, a career coach will be here to bring light to your darkness and to show you how you can be the hero of your story. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest today, a highly sought-after career coach who has helped countless individuals achieve their professional goals and aspirations. Halima is a certified Maxwell leadership coach, trainer, and speaker. She's focused on aiding people's personal and professional development and enhancing their skills and talents while guiding them to evolve into exceptional leaders in their careers. She's here to share her insights and advice on how to build a fulfilling and successful career, as well as offer practical tips on how to navigate the current job market. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our esteemed career coach. Welcome. I binge watch your YouTube videos, actually. I was like, where has this woman been? I was like, oh my goodness, honestly. And that was where I got some of the, when I was looking for a career coach, I said, okay, I think I want to have a conversation with you. I think you provide so much value on your YouTube page.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So we'll go straight into our topic for today. How would you define career growth?
All right. Basically, career growth is the same thing as career development.
Okay.
It's simply having a plan for your career, knowing your starting point, knowing where you want to be or where you want to get to.
Okay.
And that's a lot. Oftentimes people fail to do that. So career growth is simply about having a plan and then, ensuring that you're growing yourself and developing yourself into the person that can fit into the roles that you see for yourself in the future.
Awesome.
So you have a plan, you want to grow, it just doesn't happen. It happens because you make it happen, because you're intentional about it. So career growth is moving from, entry level and growing. It's just like having a ladder, and every step of the ladder, you're building yourself, you're building your competencies, your skills, and then you're just becoming that person that can, achieve that goal that you have set for yourself as a professional.
Awesome. That's very simple. I mean, straight to the point for any lay person to understand. Now, you've working with different clients. Why do you think most people are dissatisfied with their jobs or their careers?
Yes. In fact, that is a major issue for most career people, like you rightly said. And for me, I think the number one reason is that most people don't know what they want. They jump into careers without having a plan. For instance, if we use Nigeria, for instance, and the job market, and just this, people just have this mindset or belief that there are no jobs. So when you're done with school, just grab anything that comes your way, and it's okay to have a starting point. It's okay. You don't want to sit at home because you get discovered because you're out there doing something, and it's a stepping stone. It's okay to start there, but it's not okay to let your dreams die. Or to believe that it's not possible. So that belief, that mindset of it's not possible, there are no jobs, so let me take whatever it is. And then when you take a role that you're not fit for, you're not cut out for, it's a matter of time. It happened to me, when I finished school, I went into banking because it's like, okay, that was where the money was. I didn't read anything related to banking. I didn't really want to be a banker, but it sounds like so good, And it was like frustration almost every day. Now, banking is a very prestigious career, but for me, it just didn't fit with me. So I think finding what you want to do, finding purpose, especially for Christians, knowing why you're here, being able to know your why, understand your why, it gives you, and then being able to be passionate about it. That's why I focus on helping people build careers around their purpose and their passion. Because it keeps you going. It keeps, even when the going gets tough, which it will always happen, whether you're in the right place or not. There will be days that will be difficult, seasons of, difficulty in your career and all that. But if you have passion for it, if that's what you're wired to do, if that's what you wake up in the morning, it's like an all-consuming passion. This is what I want to be and do and have. It motivates you, and then it helps you to look out for. Now you have a career, you're definite about what you want. Like I started by saying, people don't know what they want. So what do you really want? And it's okay to think big. That's one of the best gifts God gave us, is our mind, imagination. If you can think it, whatsoever as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So you can plan. You must have a plan as to this is where I'm going before you can get there.
Awesome. I think a little bit of what you're sharing, I think I saw in the career map, the video and career map, kind of mapping out your plan. Now, so for women, we juggle a lot. Family, so much. Yet we want to build successful careers. So what are some steps that women can take to advance their career?
Okay. The first thing is planning. Planning, like you rightly said, women, you're a wife, probably you're a mother, you're a sister, you're a daughter, you're involved in one activity or the other, you have friends, and you want to make sure that every part of your life, one part is not suffering because of another. So the first thing I would say is to be planned, just plan your life, and have like a time budget. A time budget is simply saying, I'm allotting this time, this is my work time. Be present. There's this thing about people not really being fully. I've discovered over time that when we talk of multitasking, it doesn't work for everybody. So if you're on the job, if you go to work, if you're in 9 to 5, when it's 9 to 5, focus on the job. Once it's 5 o'clock, it's done. It's family time. It's me time. Self-care is also very important because when you take care of yourself, then you're now a balanced person and you can fit into your different roles very well. It's time for my children. I remember when my children were very young, my first son or daughter, one time they were talking to me and I was like, and they just came and put their small hands on my face and were like, Mommy, you're not hearing me. And what they were trying to say is that you're not listening to me because, I'm at home, but I'm not fully at home because I'm thinking of one thing, I'm talking to another person, especially with the distractions we have.
Yes.
So it's about being intentional about, putting out your time and giving out time slots in your life for certain things, including yourself.
Awesome.
Yes.
Great insights here. So one last question. When you want to advance your career, we're Googling, searching for the next opportunity. So how can one identify opportunities for career growth without being weary? Some people will say, I've applied for 50 jobs, 200 jobs. I want to change. I want to switch. What else can I do? How can we identify opportunities? Do they have to be offline through networking events? Because people get weary, in that sense.
So I think, again, you have to know what you want. So even when you're showing up online, you're showing up, or even when you're sending applications, you're not just sending everywhere. You see, if you know where you want to work, you have an idea of where you're going.
Great.
You now streamline your resume to fit those kind of organizations. You're looking for those kind of organizations, and the algorithm on social media would always make those kind of opportunities pop up for you. If you're on LinkedIn will show you job opportunities that fit who you have described yourself as to them.
Yes.
So it makes it easy. So when you see those things, they come, LinkedIn will not show you something that is totally unrelated to your career or to what you're doing. And so that's what you need to do. You need to know, okay, this is what I'm doing. And so this is my resume is tweaked that way. I show up anytime I show up, whether it's on social media, networking events, industry events, whatever. I'm showing up as that person, that is fit for that role. And then, of course, networking.
Yes.
Networking. I've discovered one thing. For me, like building a career, people have helped me a lot.
Great.
So you can have mentors, someone that can talk you through, someone you can trust, someone that can help you see what you're not seeing, help you see, okay, there are opportunities here and there. Just that kind of hand-holding and support system that can help you, identify, and can even be a voice. Networking events, being part of associations that are related to your industry, following industry leaders on social media. Because when you network with people, opportunities, that's when you know when there are opportunities in that industry, because you're talking to someone that, oh, really, you have this, blah, 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 and somebody is connecting. Yes, those connections happen. For me, it has happened, building relationships, both within work and outside, and then sometimes just talking to even the immediate people around you. Colleague, I really want to do this, so I really want to. I just had an appointment that ended on 29th of May, and I just spoke to someone that was consulting for us, and I'm like, I'm a bit like, I want something different. I want to step out and do. And I said, oh, I think I like what you're doing. Can you, whatever? And that was it.
Wow.
That was it. And then it just happened like that.
Great.
So let people know, what you want, and then, like you said, some people have said they've sent 50, keep sending them. Sometimes it happens like that. It's the people that are persistent. Persistence is by Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and he said he discovered that one of the things that made all those super successful and rich people that we read about in all that, what made them so successful wasn't really their talents, their giftings, their abilities, but persistence.
Great.
They were able to, when others would give up, and say, I've done 50 times. I think it was Walt Disney or someone that had sent in, proposals. I believe it was him also, like up to 300 times.
Oh my goodness.
But I know I read the story of someone 300 times, and it was a no. And eventually there was a yes. Great. And everything is now history.
Awesome. Honestly, it seems like you're just a wealth of knowledge. We could just sit here all day and gleaning from that wealth of experience and knowledge. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, because we know that our audience out there have gotten something to go and just start writing with. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. You would agree with me that this session was absolutely power-packed. If you still need some coaching or guidance or career advice, Halima Oyelade is your plug. You can contact her using the details displayed on your screen. After the break, Ronke and I will be sharing some productivity tips that will be a game changer for you. Stay with us.
your feet with your workload and you aren't very productive at work, we have compiled 6 productivity hacks to help you get more done in less time. If you are ready, let's do this.
Yes, so sometimes, there are a lot, work can be distracting, especially, sometimes we're in an open workspace, someone needs your attention, or something that's not urgent, but it looks like it has to be done now,
Right.
And then sometimes the workload has piled up, and you're wondering, how do I get this done? You have deadlines to meet and all of that. So, I'm going to start.
Okay.
Well, you go first. You go first. You go first.
Okay, so here I have this. Begin with priority tasks. This helps you to efficiently maximize your time by dealing with the big assignments first.
Great.
And then wrap up your day with the ones of less priority.
Awesome. All right, I have one here. It says, organize your workspace. Keep only the stuff you use frequently and organize it neatly on your desk. Label important files and documents and secure them in a drawer or a shelf.
Yeah, I think this helps you to be more organized and not always spending time
looking for stuff. True. Yeah.
Because those things are time wasters.
Yeah, true.
Next here, I have avoid distractions. Limit the use of technology. Social media is a good channel for communication, but it could also cause distractions.
I tell you.
Not only is it time consuming and feeds your mind with unnecessary information at the time of work, it will strip your focus away from tasks that you need to tackle.
Yeah.
Discipline yourself and keep yourself from anything that distracts you.
Awesome.
Yes.
So, just want to really keep it. I mean, try, like what I try to do now these days is do the hard stuff first. Before then, I say, okay, let me check my emails. But I realize that sometimes a different matter that is unrelated to your assignment pops up and you're having to spend so much energy.
Some organizations don't even, like if you're using a desktop, they've taken off all the access to social media. But this our generation, you still go to your mobile
you just have
and
to be disciplined. It's
yes,
your responsibility.
That's
it.
Tell yourself that 9 to 5 is 9 to 5.
Yes. Okay. I have create a to-do list, to avoid missing or forgetting a task. Make it a habit to write down your tasks for the day on a to-do list. Tick or cross out tasks you've already accomplished. I mean,
this is so me.
I can't walk without a to-do list.
I just have to have my to-do list. Like, I have to see it. And I thank God for one of my managers. She told me you have to make sure that it is realistic, especially for us. At the time, she was my HR director, and for me, she would say, especially for us who are in the support function roles like HR and operations finance, where people step into the office at one time or the other. Just keep the core first 4 to-do lists, let it be your deliverables, because at some point people will distract you.
True.
And then once you achieve those ones, and you know that you can, do some other ones the next day.
Absolutely. All right. What else do you have there?
Take short breaks. Your energy wanes as the day drags by. Sometimes the simple way to beat this is to take short breaks. You can set a task timer alarm that reminds you to pause for a quick break to recharge. It also helps to take your eyes off the screen, stretch your back
blood
and
flow
your neck.
And all of that.
To improve your blood circulation.
Yes, that's good. Okay, the last one here is have water and snacks nearby. This will help you accomplish tasks faster, as you don't have to leave your desk every time you're feeling hungry or thirsty. I have a bottle. I try to drink water because my water intake used to be very poor, and that leads to constipation. So if you can have water, little snacks here and there, that's it. Okay. Moving on. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed with work that we throw self-care out of the window. Trust me, it doesn't have to be so. Up next is a piece to help you keep stress away.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on the Doctors in the House segment on the Living the Life show. Today we're going to be talking about stress, how it affects us and what we can do about it. Dr. Kennedy, you're a doctor. I hear that you guys are really extremely stressed. Like, have you been stressed before?
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I think stress is something everyone faces at, some point or every point in life. You have that point where you're stressed out about one thing or the other. And stress on its own is actually a mental or physical strain, usually due to some form of internal or external pressure.
Yeah. So what actually causes stress to different people?
All right, the mind basically controls the body. So someone who is not mentally aware or mentally prepared for life. Then the second thing are the external factors. I mean, you look at work. People could get stressed from work. People get stressed from family. A woman could just give birth and then she's just so stressed, taking care of the child.
Pregnancy,
everything. Pregnancy, I talked about the child. I said pregnancy alone is stressful, yeah. You're pregnant and then there are some homes where the wife is actually expected to just prepare food for the family.
And do everything.
Everything.
So what do we do, like, if someone is stressed, what are the kind of things, how do we cope with stress? How do we handle, what are the ways in which we can handle stress?
Okay, so answering that, I'll start again from inside out. You have to have a right mental attitude, all right? And that comes from information. All right, our mind is built from information we receive. For example, you have a lady who is stressed out about she just gave birth and then everything is just coming to her and then she's like, oh my God, how can I handle it? Information is very important. First of all, a person needs to know, okay, I'm not alone in this. Talking to someone could help really. You could talk to your spouse, talk to your friends. Yeah, if you're all alone, you could talk to God,
I think also setting time for yourself, setting time aside for yourself, and then setting enough time to be able to sleep, get rest, eat well, and take care of yourself. But then practically on a daily basis, we'll just leave you with some tips that you can use to cope with stress. And one of them, and one that I particularly like, is meditation. Meditation has helped all sorts of people, even people that may not be Christians. And so I like to meditate on scriptures that are uplifting. For example, when you're worried about what direction your life is going, and I think about the scripture that says that the thoughts I have towards you are good and not of evil, to give you an expected end, to give you a future and a hope. And then you meditate on those things. Another thing that I do that I learned recently, actually, that helps me is breathing, relaxation breath.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm just going to quickly do a short demo so that you can learn how to do that. And it does help. Some people laugh it off, but it does help if you do it well. And so it's you basically breathe in through your nose while you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold for 1, 2,
2 minutes.
And then you exhale while you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you do it again and again until you feel the calm return. So, Dr. Kennedy, we're going to do a small demo. So let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I feel better already.
That wasn't so difficult, was it?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, so, and then other things you can do, like you were talking about the mind, maintain a positive attitude.
Excellent,
exercising.
Exercise is actually really important. Just taking walks, jogging, because one really important thing that it does for you is that it trains your body and mind to be able to withstand stress. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining us today on Doctors in the House in Living the Life show. We hope to see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
See you later.
Bye.
I like the breathing part.
I think it works.
Right? Yeah,
Yes.
it kind of just eases.
God has programmed our bodies in a way so he knows what he's doing. I think it helps to relieve anxiety and stress. For stress, you're going to need more than just this breathing exercise. You're going to have to cut down on some of the excess workload you're taking, find time to rest, and have a work-life balance. Yeah.
Actually,
I think the breathing exercise helps.
We should breathe. Let's breathe. Wait, that's too fast. Anyway, go and practice it in your house. About just today's episode, actually.
Yes, yeah, it's really interesting.
It's holistic. So while you're pursuing career, I want to advance. By 10 years, I will be here. You also need to take care of your body, because if it breaks down, that's the vehicle you're going to use to move.
Vessel. I always say that the anointing, the ideas, the talent, everything can be unlimited, but that one body that houses it can be limited. So you just have to take care of it.
I agree.
Sometimes you may have to take a break away from everything else to find your bearing. Remember, life is in stages and there is always room for improvement. So give yourself some grace.
Yes. Did you know that you can now watch Living the Life and our other programs on any free-to-air decoder? All you need to do is rescan your decoder and search for Flame TV. You can also stream Flame TV on YouTube and on Apple TV app through your mobile devices.
We leave you with a quote by late Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.